Early in January of 2010, a literary phenomenon of biblical proportions took over the world. Its popularity eclipsed that of Harry Potter, The Da Vinci Code, and Twilight combined. Today, it is barely spoken of, forgotten, lost to the sands of time. Here, however, it is remembered. We began shooting when it seemed like it would last forever. Little did we know then what was to come. They were called Would You Rathers. Their maker was Jerry Weaver. This is the story of the rise and fall of the Would You Rather King. It's actually a very interesting story. They've risen up from their dark, slightly illegal beginnings to the top of the New York Times bestseller list. You see, I had these marvellous ideas and I had to share them with people. And I started out writing them on paper and then public bins and billboards and things of that nature. And some people will call that graffiti, but to me it was more street art. This particular piece of street art was most important. It caught the eye of Mark Mitchell. He's my publisher, and it inspired him so much that it drove him to vandalism. You know, he just had to know who had written this. So he wrote his own telephone number into the wall and said, "Call me, please." And I did, and from that, I'm now the world's most successful author. You know, it's funny how these things happen. In the midst of all the worshippers, we managed to find one man who was immune to the Weaver fever. He had tried speaking out against the Would You Rathers, but was scared into submission by death threats from Jerry's fans, the Beweavers.
It's not easy, I'll tell you that. Nobody wants to hear a bad word about him or his ridiculous Would You Rathers. Of all the filth that's besmirched the bestsellers list, this is without a doubt the worst of them all. The ingredients list on this unidentified can of pop is without a doubt much more interesting than the drivel and filth that is smeared across every page of this so-called book.
If I'm going to write properly, I need to have a healthy mind and a healthy body. To keep the body healthy, obviously, I do a lot of exercise. You know, I do a lot of yoga, for example. I find is very good. I also do a lot of Pilates. It's also very good, and just generally try and keep in top physical condition. I'm very specific with my foods. Also, I'm a big fan of tea. You know, I do all the herbal teas. Well, today I'm having a peppermint tea. Ooh, that one is lovely. And then in terms of keeping my fingers fit, that's the most important thing, because I don't use computers at all. I can't stand the things, but everything is handwritten, and to keep my fingers fit, I like to use this stress ball, and it's very, very good. You know, these bad boys could do some serious damage if they wanted to. Not that they would, obviously. I only use them to to write and for good.
Now, don't get me wrong. I would never go so low as to write a Would You Rather. but if I were to write one, I would at least make it a worthwhile endeavour. This Jerry Weaver, he creates no conflict. The scenarios that he creates for the reader to try and decide between, there is no dilemma. There's no agony in the decision-making process. I mean, par example, would you rather play inside or outside?
Oh, here's one. Would you rather play indoors or outdoors? See, it's the choices like that which are created in the book, which are what drives the popularity, and ultimately it is through our divisions that we as a society can be united. Essentially, we have the people that prefer being inside, the people that prefer being outside, and they can make friends like that, and they can even come to terms with the differences between each other. And it's not something everybody can do. I've come to realise this, that I am actually quite special in a sense, and I don't mean that in a sort of braggy kind of way. I see things that other people don't, if you understand. It's almost as though I'm not of this earth. I'm of a different dimension. That is why I really am not surprised these books are as popular as they are, because they are truly a divine gift. Hello, this is Jerry Weaver.
Good afternoon, Jerry. Listen, May, I'm not going to stretch this out. I want this to be quick and painless. So here it is. Your old news. People aren't buying your books. I want you to get out now while you still have your dignity. Go out on top, hey, buddy? Well, not the top anymore, but somewhere a bit below. Anyway, where was I? Oh, right, yeah. So I guess it's the end. This is the end of our business relationship, per se. Unless you have any more great ideas, then give me a buzz and we'll make you a star again.
Could we stop filming, please? I think I need a minute. We fully intended to continue rolling after this point on the sly. Unfortunately, we ran out of film and didn't get a choice in the matter. This is a cartoon representation of what happened next. Honest. It's not going so great. not so great in Jerry's camp. I don't know. I've been trying to think of an idea, but I just can't think of anything. It's like my creative spark has gone. I can't think of anything. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? At this point, we started to feel really uncomfortable and decided it was time to go. We left Jerry to find Jared and ask him what he thought about the turn of events.
No, I'm not surprised that it happened. I'm only surprised that it took everyone so long to come to the same realization that I had. For a while, I thought I was the only sane person in the world. In fact, things are going swell with me. I've written my own book, in fact. It's top of the New York Times bestseller list, and it is doing absolutely wonderfully. Oh, the title's not important. If you must know, it's called Would You Ever?